Supreme Court of India refused to legalize the same-sex marriage in India. Now you must be thinking they have lost the case. They have lost the petitions. They have filed 9 petitions, including Delhi High Court petition and Kerala High Court petitions. You must be thinking they have lost the hope. But if you have read the judgment, you will find they have won the case. They have won the constitutional morality over the social morality. Supreme Court has understood and recognized their rights to dignified life. So today in session we'll understand what are the repercussions of this law and why this law is so important. Before going into that, let's understand why we should do this topic. The importance of the topic relies on your GS1 and GS2. In GS1 you have Indian society, and under Indian society you will find marriage is very important component. You can't leave marriage. You can't separate marriage out of Indian society. It's an important social institution. I feel more than anything in the world. Anywhere in the world, marriage is not that important, which is in India as compared to the India. But now the other important reason to do this topic is GS2. Knowing the expansion of your fundamental rights. This can become in your prelims as well. In your mains, definitely the examiner will ask you about the fundamental right expansion of Article 14, 15, 19, 21. And also because of the history of this new community and how it has integrated with our society. One more thing is there regarding the judicial versus state. Whether it is judicial intervention, interference, activism, overreach, or it is state paralysis towards the community. We'll understand the role of a state here today. In the background, we have 4 cases which led to this development. First is NAS Foundation versus NCDT. Then we have Nalsa judgment. Then we have Puttu Swami judgment. And then we have our historical judgment of Navtej Johar case. And then we came to the Supriya Chakrabarti case. But before that, let's understand how they have got decriminalized homosexuality, which actually has the seed of marriage in it. First, in this Delhi High Court legalized basically legalized their relationships and decriminalized the homosexuality under section 377 of IPC. Great. But laterly, they have refused it. That no, we can't do this. They don't have this right to decriminalize. Then came Nalsa judgment. Nalsa judgment came for the transgenders. Here, Supreme Court ordered advised the center to make a laws for this community because this community was exploited by police, by other communities from economic, political and social front. So center came with this act of Transgenders Protection Act. Then came Puttu Swami case. Puttu Swami case, the right to privacy according to their sexual orientation. This is important to understand the sexual orientation word here. Right to privacy. Now, when you have recognized another community in Nalsa case, and also now you recognizing the right to have the sexual orientation in Puttu Swami case, how can you refuse the right to decriminalize the homosexuality. So in Navtej Johar case, they decriminalize it and gave them the right to recognize as in community, as an individual who has its own sexual orientation, and decriminalize the section 377. Here you find the life with dignity came. Now I have given you, मैंने आपको एक दे दिया कि भाई आपके पास अब खुली छूट है रिलेशनशिप्स क्रिएट करने की, आपके पास सारे राइट्स हैं उसको एंजॉय करने की, और मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ नो, आप ऐसे एंजॉय नहीं कर सकते, आप वैसे एंजॉय नहीं कर सकते, या फिर आप उसको इस तरीके से लेजिटिमेट नहीं कर सकते. तो किस तरीके की आजादी है ये? लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दिस इन मोर क्लैरिटी. So after that, when they started building the relationships, they find they are not able to access to some of the provisions of law, like adoption, like inheritance. There are 60 laws are like this, which they are not able to, claim. So what they have done, they filed a case, lot of petitions filed, and Delhi High Court in Delhi High Court, in Kerala High Court, which laterly, there were around 9 petitions, which were laterly transferred to the constitutional bench consisting of 5 judges. And what they were asking? They were asking to amend the Special Marriage Act. Now, just for a brief, let's understand what is the Special Marriage Act. So basically, marriage जो है वो अपना legalization religion से borrow करती है, और इसलिए हर मैरिज के, हर रिलीजन के हिसाब से उनकी मैरिज अलग होती हैं, चाहे मुस्लिम लॉ हो, चाहे हिंदूज लॉ हो, चाहे क्रिश्चियन लॉ हो. तो वी हैव हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट, वी हैव हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट, वी हैव इंडियन सक्सेशन एक्ट, वी हैव मुस्लिम मैरिज एक्ट. So, those who want to do the intercaste marriage or inter-religious marriage, for them, they don't have any kind of laws. Then Supreme Court, then legislature came with this secular law. We call it secular law. To build the relationships and make the marriage more secular in nature and not confined to some religion only. They are saying, the community is saying, the queer community is saying that it is ultra virus. Because in this act, you are mentioned the men, woman, husband, wife, spouse. These words are ultra virus because they are recognizing the biological sex of a person and not considering the sexual orientation as well as the gender of a person. We will understand what is the difference between gender, sexual orientation and sex, because in the definition between these things, lot of things are hidden. So what they have told ki, okay, this is the ultra virus because it is against Article 14. You are not giving us the equal right protection. Article 15, you are going against our rights or discriminating based on our sex. Then Article 21, you are not letting us to live the dignified life. It is ultra virus. Then Supreme Court heard the judgment. Supreme Court came with the very good judgment and tell people that, and tell everyone here that no, it is not, they have the rights. But the issue with do we have the authority to make lot of changes in the constitution or in our laws? So then the judgment came 3:2, where Justice Chandrachud is with the community as well as Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul is with them, but 3 of them were against the judgment. Some of them have their issue with the interference with the marriage law, which is not the subject of the Supreme Court, as well as that they cannot amend so many laws. And if they make it ultra virus, so those who want to do the intercaste marriage, interreligious marriage, they won't able to do that, and that we are breaching their rights as well. Or if you want to have the dignified life, this act is not sufficient. Then you have to change the Hindu Succession Act, Indian Succession Act, adoption right, and lot of rights, lot of laws, sorry. So then it is not the prerogative of the state. Then it is not the prerogative of the state to make changes to this much laws. So they have told center to make these changes. That's why I call this is a win. Because they are understanding, yes, might be marry is not your fundamental right, but having a dignified life is your fundamental right. Okay, so this happens. So now the judgment is with the center. Center has won the case in this. But lot of things have come out of the veil, or you'll say out of the parda. So this is the thing happen in the judgment. Now we'll understand why they wanted to go. This is the thing. Now we understood this is the whole case, whole story. But why they are doing so much efforts to get into the marriage, to get into the social institution? Let's understand this first. So from decriminalization of homosexuality, which recognize them as individual having its sexual orientation, to going towards the social acceptance as well as social morality, become the part of the bigger social morality. They're seeking the marriage as an institute. क्योंकि मैरिज ही है जो इंडिया में जिसने एक इंडिविजुअल को कम्युनिटी और सोसाइटी बना रही है. अगर आप देखेंगे जॉइंट फैमिली सिस्टम, आप देखेंगे कम्युनिटी, क्योंकि अब मैरिज से ही आपकी लीनेज डिसाइड होती है, आपका एक कम्युनिटी डिसाइड होता है कि आप किस वर्ग के हैं, आप कौन से वर्णा के हैं, आप कौन से कास्ट के हैं, आप कौन से सरनेम क्या है, आपका क्षेत्र क्या है, आपका रिलीजन क्या है. बहुत सारी चीजें मैरिज पे डिपेंड करती हैं कि आपको कहाँ पर आपकी शादी होगी, कौन सी कम्युनिटी के पार्ट बनोगे, किस कौन सा कल्चर आप फॉर्म करोगे, उस कल्चर के हिसाब से, आपके रिचुअल्स के हिसाब से बहुत सारी चीजें. अगर आप एक मैरिज इंस्टीट्यूट में घुस गए तो आपने ऑलमोस्ट सोसाइटी के हर एक पार्ट में आप घुस गए, हर एक इंस्टीट्यूशन को आपने पकड़ लिया, आपने फैमिली इंस्टीट्यूशन के पार्ट बन गए, आप रिचुअल्स के पार्ट बन गए, आप रिलीजन के पार्ट बन गए. तो दैट्स व्हाई दे वांटेड टू गो इनटू द फैमिली इंस्टीट्यूशन, एंड दिस ओनली रियलाइज देयर फुल पोटेंशियल ऑफ डिग्निफाइड लाइफ. अदर देन दिस, they have some society barriers as well, which not letting them to enjoy the benefits, and that's why they want marriage to become their shield from those barriers, those attacks. That's why Abhishek Singhvi said, you can write this quote in your examination. Abhishek Singhvi in this judgment told, marriage is a source of social validation, dignity, self-respect, and fulfillment. So your dignity, your self-respect, your social validation come only from the marriage. Now, what are the attacks they face every day in their life? First, societal violence. Economical, political, social. Do you know transgenders, only 12% of transgenders are employed, and less than 50% and more than 50% earns less than 5,000 rupees. This is their economical conditions. Social, almost 75%. And this is not what I am saying. This is in the Constitution. This is in the Supreme Court judgment. 75% of the transgenders have dropped the school before class 12 because of social non-acceptance or social deviance. Other than this, they don't get the right to settle also. You know, usually a homosexual person has to change their rented home twice a year. Neighbors don't like them. The society don't accept them. They not able to stay, two person not able to stay together. That's why they want marriage to become, that they will get a recognition ki, this is our right to be stay like this. So this is another social issue, that rented house not able to settle. Forced conversion therapy. They were forced to conversion therapies. Though Supreme Court in many judgments told this should not be done to them, but their families, the communities force them, because you know what happened is they don't find that they are the part of this community, this society. They always find the different from the society, and to integrate with the society, they wanted to have a social, that conversion therapy. Then the police. You will be shocked to know that most of the homosexuals escape from their house or escape from their community, and when community and their parents approach the police hand over this homosexual to them, instead of taking the side of the homosexual and defend them and protect them from the violence of the house, they hand over to them, to their families back, and then again more exploitation starts. And lot of 60,000 transgenders said, so basically I am just telling you those communities also who have given the constitutional right, they're still not able to accept it by society, and how come this homosexual will be accepted? So the majorly be able to recognize them. That's why we have a data. We are using this data to understand the plight of homosexuals as well. So 60,000 transgenders, they survey and they find we are the largest victim of police violence. So this is their plight. And when under Article 14 you have recognized, you have given the equal protection of law, but why not equality before the law? The equality to stay, to have the proper education, equality to stay together, have a rented house also. So these things even recognized by Mukul Rastogi. Mukul Rastogi said there are 16 provisions in the laws, or 16 laws are like this, which have excluded the rights of homosexual, like occupation, like, regarding their maternity benefits, all those benefits, like pension, compensation, inheritance, leave issues, as well as adoption, lot of issues. Naming, stamp or making a joint account, lot of things are there. where you have the words are mentioned like spouse, man, woman, husband, wife, where they're not able to fit in. As well as when you have recognized the transgenders right to adoption. Yes, transgenders can adopt. I will tell you that the difference between how transgenders are able to adopt a child but not them. Then they find that they are more exclusive than the transgenders. Even they are putting lot of economical benefit to the economy. Still, they are not recognized. With this, let's understand